How y'all doing? This is Coach D from Code 31 Media TV Podcast. I just want to say a quick prayer. Thank you, Lord, for this podcast. Thank you for the new studio that we're in. Shout out to S.STREET Media, and I want to say a prayer for my family member. I tell you, when you're doing good, that's when the devil try to come in and distract you, but you're not going to distract me. So I'm going to dedicate this show tonight to my family member that was just rushed to the ER. But I know he's going to be okay, and we're going to have a great show tonight. My guest is Sherwin Bangfield. I hope I'm saying your last name right. He is an amazing sculptor. If you ever seen the Biggie sculptor, the Jam Master Jay sculptor, or the LL Cool J sculpture, this young man that we're bringing in here tonight, he is the person that made all these sculptures. So until he gets here, I want to tell y'all about the past weekend, or I should say, it was during the week. I had the privilege of covering the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame event that went down at the Barclays. Okay, and Missy Elliott was inducted, Shaka Khan, George Michael, New Edition performed. It was amazing, and I got to interview them. So I want to tell you guys that never stop believing in yourself. You know what I'm saying? Manifest any dream that you want. It doesn't matter how old you are, what your gender is, if you're disabled. You could do anything you want in life. You just got to believe in yourself. You got to trust in God, believe in yourself. Always remain humble in everything that you do, and never let no one devalue your worth. I'm telling you this from experience because I've seen people from being so humble and so grateful on these apps. You know, they hit 1K, they hit 2K. Oh my God, I'm so grateful. And then when they get to 7 to 10K, they don't know how to act no more. They don't know how to talk. You can't talk to them if you only have a certain amount of followers. And, you know, that's when the arrogance creeps in. And you got to understand something, guys. The same way you get it is the same way it can be taken away from you. So the same way God could bless us, he could take it away from you. Shout out to Johnny that's on here, y'all. Shout out to Johnny. He's on the cover of that cosplay edition. You know what I'm saying? He's on my live right now. Shout out to him. Shout out to everybody that's in the cosplay edition. I've never done cosplay before. And shout out to Johnny, Always Peace, Shar, JoJo, Dark Angel, Clash, Hot Granny, everybody that was involved in the making of this magazine. And I'm grateful. But I want to tell y'all real quickly about my experience at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame event that took place at the Barclays in Brooklyn. So me and my peoples, we go down there. We have no media passes. We just going to try to get them while they coming in, right? So it's freezing cold. The guards are like putting all the barriers up, like, so there's no way for you to have contact for them coming in now. So my friend, he goes up to the lady who's doing the media. He's like, we're on the media list. I know damn well we're not on the media list. So I'm like, there's no way we getting in. So I'm already content on going back over to the corner where we was at and being out in the freezing cold. No, he goes up there and he very adamantly says, we're on the media list. The lady says, well, I don't see y'all on the list, but here we're going to give you passes anyway. So not only did we get the red carpet pass, we got the press pass to go down and where the press is going to be interviewing some of the artists. So we get past security, and this young lady says, who are you guys? Because I don't have you on my list. And who gave you the passes? My boy, again, no, we're on the list. Okay, well, you know what? She said the red carpet is already full. We're just going to escort you guys down to the press area. Escorts us down to the press area. They have food, drinks, everything for us. And I'm sitting there like, we really at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Not even 10 minutes later, guess who comes in? Chuck D from Public Enemy comes in. You see him on the cover of my magazine, right? Y'all see him on the cover of my magazine? I said, did your boy ever give you the magazine? Because I gave the magazine to his friend. He says, no, I never got the magazine. So I always carry the magazines. I'm giving y'all jewels right now, okay? I'm giving y'all jewels. Always bring your brands with you, no matter where you at. I bring all my magazines with me everywhere I go so that I can show my product. And before I finish, I apologize. I should have did this in the beginning. Shout out to my sponsor, Agape Love is a Thing, for doing my shirt, Code 31 Media. And then on the back, hold on, let me show y'all, is the TikTok edition of my magazine on the back of the t-shirt. I hope y'all can see that. Can y'all see that on the camera?
Turn on somebody.
Turn where? You want me to stand up? Oh, to the mic. Turn to the mic. Okay, so the back of my shirt has the t-shirt. And then this is my Code 31 Media varsity jacket. So shout out to my sponsor for the jacket. I hope y'all see that too. All right, so back to my story though. So I was able to give Chuck D his personal issue of the Code 31 Media magazine that has featuring him on the cover. And he was very gracious and he was very appreciative. Shout out to Sky. Shout out to everybody that's on my live on TikTok. Because we are not going live on S.STREET Media on YouTube. So y'all can tune in right here to see me do my show. But anyway, I just want to tell y'all something. Never stop believing in yourselves, guys. Never stop. No matter who doesn't believe in you, you got to believe in yourself. You got to trust in God. You got to keep good people around you. Understand what I just said. You got to keep good people around you. Sometimes you think everybody is in your corner that is solid. They're not solid. I've had people that was in my life for over a year, couple of years. I have childhood friends that I grew up with that didn't expect me to be at the level that I'm at right now. And so everybody's not in your corner. Everybody don't want to see you win. And so then that's where the jealousy and the animosity come in. And they start trying to downgrade you. They start trying to sabotage you. They start talking bad about you, telling people that you're not a good person. When in reality, if they did the research, those same people that try to bring you down is the same ones that you helped, that had nothing, you know? So just be careful who you call a friend. Be careful who you call family. And be careful who you put in your inner circle. Be careful who you have around you. I've had people try to sabotage me and tell me my magazine was fake and I'm a scammer and I'm marketing off people's personal pain, then turn around and do their own magazine and try to be like me. So instead of people trying to bring you down, they should be coming to you and looking for encouragement and say, yo, what can I do to, not be on the same level as me, but can you give me some encouragement on how I can do similar things to what you're doing? And I could have easily told them what I do, because I don't mind sharing what I have, because guess what? Nobody has the same creativity that I have. So I could tell you, oh, I do my whole magazine on Canva. Then I upload it on madcloud.com. I could tell y'all all that because I'm not worried about what nobody else is doing, because they don't have the same creative mind that I have. As you see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and my dad's magazine makes 8. I made 8 magazines in under a year. You know what I'm saying? September made 1 year that I've been doing my magazine. So when I tell you that it's God-given, when I tell you that it's a lot of hard work, you guys see me behind this podium and y'all think that, oh my God, her life is great. My life is not great, honey. I just got a phone call from my mother, right, Math? That my dad is on his way to the emergency room and has to be admitted. But that's not going to stop me from doing my show. You understand? The show must go on, but I believe and I trust in God that they're going to take good care of my dad and he's going to be all right. So I'm going to dedicate this show to him getting better. And I'm going to dedicate this show to everybody that's dealing with sickness, illness, Whatever you're dealing with in your family, whatever you're dealing with personally, I'm dedicating this show to you today. So my guest, Sherwin Banfield, is an amazing sculptor. And I can't wait for you guys to meet him very soon tonight on my show. When I tell you that he did Biggie and Jam Master Jay and LL Cool J sculptures and so many other, I just wanna just tune into his mindset on what made him want to set out, because I know he told me it took like a very long time to do that Biggie sculptor. And I'm pretty sure all of the sculptures that he does takes a long time. And I just want to know his mindset on what made him want to do Biggie, what made him want to do Jam Master Jay, what made him want to do LL Cool J. And speaking of LL Cool J, no, let's go back to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So the first people that come down there are the young lady, the artist called Her. She was first. She came in there. Then Sheryl Crow came in there. Then Shaka Khan and Shia came in there. And then New Edition came in there. And shout out to Michael Bivins. I met him several times. So we have a rapport. So the lady who was hosting it, he said he's looking for parking right now, Math. My guess. He said he's looking for parking. Okay, so my guest is here. He's looking for parking. Okay, so when New Edition comes out, the lady who's hosting the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, she asks the question, because she said, we're only going to do one question, but then she asked the question. And I'm like, I want to ask the question. So she said one more question. So I was able to ask them the question. And I said to Mike, thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. I really do. Thank you. Thank y'all for the prayers for my dad, because it's just crazy. Like, I literally just got the call before we went live. And I'm saying to myself, you know, I'm about to tell him all the great things that happened to me the past week and everything. And then here come the devil trying to distract me. But, you know, the devil's a liar. And I trust in God, and I know he's going to make sure that my dad is good. I have haters on here, and I promise you on God, if I get an email about you telling me that you want my father unalived, we going to have a problem. So I'm going to just put that out there. So whoever's been sending the hate emails and wishing me unalive and my parents unalive, today is not that day for you to play with me, okay? I'm really trying to keep it together, but I want y'all to understand what I have to go through as Code 31, as Coach D. Thank you, Sky. That me doing this podcast, me doing Code 31 Media, me doing about to get back to the clothing, me doing the magazines and stuff. You got people out here that are so angry and so upset at somebody as myself, who is on disability, that has no money, you know, but God takes care of everything that I need to be taken care of. You understand? And he makes a way out of no way for me. And it's crazy that with me doing all the things that I'm doing, I have a situation where an agency that I've been dealing with for over 27 years, for injuries that I did not cause on my job. They see what I'm doing, and I guess they see the success, and they feel like, oh, she must be making a whole lot of money. I'm not. But there are people that are scamming, and there are people that deceive, you know, these agencies. And so they want to penalize me. And, you know, I get tired of being the scapegoat, the bad guy. I get tired of people angry at me for being who I am, and try to convince you people online that don't follow Code 31 on social media, and she's a bad person and blah, blah, blah. Shout out to Brooklyn. She's in my TikTok edition. You know what I'm saying? I do a lot of good things for good people. And like I said, y'all check out this TikTok edition. Y'all check out this TikTok edition to see the amazing people. You didn't see them outside? To see the amazing people that are in my magazines. Like I said, I don't do it for the money. I don't do it for clout. I do it for, like I said, I just gave Chuck D his magazine, and he was so impressed and so appreciative of the opportunity to be on the cover of my magazine. So, like I said, God is good all the time. You got to stay focused. You got to stay motivated. You got to manifest anything that you want in life. Don't let nobody stop you. I don't care if they're trolls, if they're haters. You got to use them as motivation and keep going and keep striving for anything that you want in life. Because they told me 5 years ago I couldn't do what I'm doing as Code 31 Media. And like I said, my first interview was KRS-One. He said he's here. He said he's here. Hold on. Guys, I'm going to come back. Hold on. Okay, so. Yeah, so guys, my guest is here. I'm going to tell him that you're coming to the door. I'm sorry, guys. I have to make sure my guest is coming in. So but yeah, so guys, I just want y'all to know that it hasn't been easy for me doing Code 31 Media, doing the magazines, the podcast. But you know what? At the end of the day, hard work pays off. No matter what you're going through, like I said, I'm going through something right now, but I know everything is going to be all right in the end. So I'm waiting for my guest. He's here now. I want y'all to meet him. Like I said, he's an amazing sculptor, and I'm just grateful for every opportunity that has come my way. You see him? Okay. So, my guest is here, guys. We'll get him settled in real quick. So, everybody that was just on my live, please come back. Let me see if I can send this back out to everybody. Yeah. So, my guest is here, and I want y'all to meet him. Come and sit down. Be careful. You didn't bring none of your pictures or none of your sculptures, none of that?
God, I'm empty-handed. I came empty-handed.
All right, well, anyway, we can just give them your site. But anyway, guys, I want him to introduce himself. My guest is here. I've been talking about him all night. Introduce yourself, young man.
Yes. Party people. The name is Sherwin, the artist, and I'm here to put on this planet to make sculptures of hip-hop legends.
Okay, so let's take it back to when you were a youth, okay? And when did you get the idea that I want to grow up and be a sculptor?
Good question. Well, first of all, thank you for having me on your show.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, absolutely. We've crossed paths many times, and it's only right that I show up here and support and
yes,
bless the audience.
Yes.
To answer your question, it's kind of a organic thing that happens. Since I was a kid, I was making things with my hands, right?
Yes.
I had cardboard, I had Scotch tape, pencils. I would make like little cars. I make little toys, G.I. Joe type figures, with like fake parachutes and stuff. Tie string, get a plastic bag, and make a fake parachute. Toss my little figure off the ledge and watch it, parachute down. So it's always been something. Myself and my brother have always been doing, being creative with our hands, and the sculpture thing just kind of came. This kind of struck me. Official sculpting with like clay and and casting and all that stuff, I discovered that right here in New York, right here at the Art Students League of New York.
Okay. So
Yeah.
at what age did you like start with the clay and everything, and then you figured it out like I could really do something with this? And then how did you incorporate the hip hop into it?
Well, you always have art classes growing up, right? Like in school, you got art classes. They'll give you, some pencils and paints and paintbrushes. Sometimes they have clay, and you make a little clay vase or clay cup or whatever, and you may start making something a little more recognizable, like an animal. But for me, I think it really came together when I was accepted into a summer program in high school at this place called, it was a program called the Governor's School of the Arts, right? And that was in Trenton State University. It's great. I'm still friends with people I met there till this day. It was intensive 4-week on a college campus. You take classes like you're a college student, and part of those classes was photography and drawing and painting, and one was sculpting.
Okay.
And that was working with plaster. And once that plaster thing started happening, and I made like a lion's face, like something like that.
Okay.
And
where are you from?
Originally from the island of Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay.
Yes. So, I got roots there.
Okay.
And
then when did you move here?
That was when I was maybe 10.
Okay.
Around 10. Yeah. So,
and where
a lot of
New
my
York?
identity was formed on that island.
Okay.
Carnival and just blackness and just traditional things. So yeah.
And what borough did you move to?
It was New Jersey.
Oh, you lived in Jersey. Okay.
New Jersey.
Okay.
Jersey was the suburbs of New Jersey. Actually,
Okay.
it was East Orange, New Jersey.
Okay.
Home of
Tretch and all of them,
Naughty
right?
and Fugees. And,
Queen Latifah. Yes.
Yeah. So the hip hop was always around.
Okay.
Actually, that hip hop was what made me assimilate into this culture. It was the thing that was so new to me. Even though we heard it on the island, when I came here, the radio was there, and it was an instant, instant hook.
And so, at what age did you do your first sculpture, or have an idea? This is the first one of many that I want to do with hip hop.
That was. Let me see. Okay, so I've been studying figurative sculptures. I'm gonna get to answer your question. When I got to the Art Students League of New York, I was studying the human figure, right? You got the model, just in their birthday suit, just posed up, and the class is structured where you are, you got your clay in front of you, you got your armature, you cover the armature with your clay, and you're actually studying the human form, right? You're studying the muscles, you're seeing the skull and everything else underneath, and you're building the muscles from there, and you get to like the surface area.
Yes.
But when I started coming into my own identity, like, okay, you're in school, you practice, then you have to discover, what you got to say, what's your voice, what's you're here for.
Yes.
And the one thing's been constant since I came to this country was hip hop. Is a soundtrack to different parts of my life.
Yes.
And transitions and highs and lows. So, I mean, by that time, I'd already finished art school. I went to Parsons. I'd finished art school before I started sculpting. I finished art school, and when I got to art school, I lived on campus, and I went to as many concerts as possible. Doing my schoolwork, trying to finish projects, and it was anywhere from I don't know. There's a place called Tramps. There was let's see, SOBs, and
Shout out
there's
to
just
SOBs. That's like my second home.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of knitting it's knitting factory. I think some things happen at the knitting factory, Webster Hall.
Yes.
So these of course the tunnel and
Yes.
and those places too. So and a lot of that was in my neighborhood, right?
Okay.
Because Webster Hall was one
Yes.
block away from my campus.
Yes.
Anyway, so by the time I got to the Art Students League, I'm sculpting in the basement, and I decided to start making these ideas to honor hip hop legends, right? But it really started to come together when I got into this program at Socrates Sculpture Park. They have a 1-year fellowship. You got to apply. It's an open call. You apply. You get your idea together. You get your, your portfolio together, and you submit your idea along with
Yes.
your portfolio to prove that you can do what you say you're going
Yes.
to do. And that was the Cipher in Queens sculpture. That was the Fife, the Jam Master Jay, and the Prodigy sculpture. That was first public hip hop sculpture
Yes.
out there in Queens.
Yes.
Yeah,
So that was your very first 3.
very first 3. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. That was that.
And I went to the Queens Public Library when they had that on display, and
Word.
that was amazing to meet Jam Master Jay's son, Jason.
Yeah,
Was it Fife's mom?
Vice Mom, Miss Cheryl.
Yes, she was there too.
Yeah, Cheryl
And,
Boyce Taylor. Shout out to Cheryl Boyce
Yeah,
Taylor.
shout out to all of them. Like, so that, I think that was the first time I met you at the Queens Public Library,
Yep.
and then we met again at the Rock the Bells,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we hung out that whole day. So that was amazing. So, how long did it take you to do each individual sculpture?
This is not normal. I had a time frame. The fellowship for Socrates Park began like in actually it was January of 2018. You had till the end of summertime to get it in. By the time I started sculpting, it was March, so it took 2 or 3 months to get it all finished.
Each individual one, or all of them?
All of it.
Wow.
All of it. And that was like just going into the basement of my building, which my super, shout out to my super, he allowed me to work down there. And I made a complete mess. Like the tenants were like, who put dust on my bicycle? Who put dust on my storage unit? Everything was a mess. And, I knew after that I wouldn't be invited back to sculpt out there. But that was all cool because the mission was accomplished. I was able to sculpt all 3 of the heads
Yes.
and the panels in that basement. And like the metal frame, that was outsourced to a metal fabricator, right? Which is a good friend of mine, great friend of mine, who I met at the Art Students League. And that's the thing about going to an institution, right? Especially an institution that got like-minded people that's trying to discover themselves in the realm of art.
Yes.
So if you are out there, you're trying to be an artist in the realm of like painting, sculpture, drawing, or printmaking, I recommend the Art Students League because you can go take classes at will. You don't have to commit to, a year or a month. You just take classes, pay for the class, and go in, and you meet other artists that are trying to discover themselves too.
Do they have animation there too, or just like
They may have an
sculptures?
animation class.
Yeah.
They may have an animation
I'm
class because they
interested
do have workshops.
Okay.
And you could find animation in workshops.
Okay.
Or they
And
have
you said
comic
that's
book
where?
artists. That's on 57th Street between 7th and
What's the name of it?
the Art Students League
Nice.
of New York.
Is there an age limit for that, or is it? Yes,
Nah. If you got a kid, I think it starts at 7 years old. 7 years old.
I'm just saying, like, if
that's
if
seeds
it's
of
an
the
adult
league.
that wants to do
And you
animation,
can go all the way up until, like, you know, if you on a cane, if you got,
okay,
you know,
that'll work
a
for me.
wheelchair, at that
I got the
age,
cane
you're good
now.
to go.
I got the cane now, so I want to take some animation classes because, you know, it's nothing. It's nothing. You know, I understand that they cater to the kids and stuff, but there are some adults that still want to learn some things.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah.
And
Not
I
to
think
cater
that
to
they
everyone.
need to have classes for us.
You know, it came across like I was saying it's only for kids, but that's saying you can start bringing your kids there, but
Okay.
it's 80% adults.
Right.
80% adults.
And the classes are
The classes
inexpensive?
are, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
That helps.
affordable.
Yes,
I mean, for
affordable.
being in that area and that institution being so historic to American art, so many famous American artists came through there.
okay.
We're talking Jacob Lawrence, we're talking Alexander Calder, Daniel
Nice.
Chester French.
Nice.
You know, so many that Andy Warhol, I think Basquiat went there for a few minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, like a lot of folks went through
And
those
so,
doors.
where y'all had the sculptures at, where did they have those initially besides the Queens Public Library? They had them featured where else?
Yes, it was originally at Socrates Sculpture Park.
Okay.
And at that, when it was installed for the summer, Ralph McDaniels had one of his park jams there, and he saw it. He's like, "Yo, okay, we got to bring this to the Queens Public Libraries. Just take it back to, you know, to Jamaica, Queens." And we made it happen.
Nice.
And it was a huge hit. You know, like we designed it so it has audio built in.
Yes, yes. I remember putting headphones on. That was nice.
Right? So in the park, the speakers are blasting. It's on the timer, boom, boom, boom. But you can't do that in a library because
Yes.
people are there to study and they're doing all
Yes.
kinds of things that
Yes.
are, you know, personal and need peace and quiet. So, you know, Ralph came up with the idea of the silent disco like styled headphones. So you would go in, get your library card. If you don't have one, you get one right there and then, which allow you to check out the headphones from
Yes.
the media center.
Yes.
Once you do that, then you go to the sculpture and the headphones, which was dope, just kind of
Yes.
lined up. It has 3 channels.
Yes.
So each sculpture, each artist had its own mix playing inside of it.
Nice.
So the Fife one had a mix from his manager, DJ, best friend, DJ Rasta Roots. The Jam Master J one had a special mix made by DJ Hurricane, right? And the Prodigy one had a mix by DJ Mr. C.
Nice.
So, you know, you could just flip the switch on the headphones.
Right.
Boom. You're able to hear the different mix, you know,
Yes.
based on the channel that you had.
So where are the sculptures now for those?
The sculptures is in storage, but it's still out for people to see it
Okay.
at my brother's business
Okay.
out there in Montclair, New Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now let's talk about the Biggie sculpture. Was it Biggie first or LL?
LL.
Okay, let's talk about LL.
LL came first.
Okay.
Yeah. Yo, that story is so dope, man. The LL story is so dope because it all kind of follows its own like path, right? Like its own destiny. It
Yeah.
just kind of shows up. So because I did the Cypher in Queens, and by having it out there, people get excited, people have ideas. One person in particular, Dal Pringle,
Shout out
had
to
the
Dal.
idea. What's up,
Yeah,
D?
I
Shout
had
out to
him
D.
on I had him on my show also.
Okay, dope.
I had him on. Shout out to Daryl. But go
Yeah.
ahead, finish your story. So he set that up for the LL.
Yeah, he reached out. He's like, yo, my name is Dal Pringle. You know, I grew up with Todd, and I think you should make one for Todd, bring it to Daniel O'Connell Park, and, you know, just kind of put it there during, like, his jump ball championship or competition, right? And I was like, all right. I wasn't thinking about doing LL. I was thinking about doing other artists. But yo, to be honestly, that cipher wore me out. Like this, to make that in that short a time, completely just drained me. So I needed to recoup from that. But when I did, I thought about it. I was like, yo, that would be the perfect like next
Right.
sculpture, because the cipher is all dedicated to fallen soldiers, right?
Yes.
They all transitioned. Fife, Jam, Mr. J, and Prodigy. So to make someone that's actually a living legend, you get a different response.
Yes.
They're able to actually respond to it.
Yes.
But it's got to be good for them to respond to it. If
Yes.
it's something that's that's mediocre, it may not get
Right.
And since LL is LL,
Yes.
I felt that it had to be as like monumental, precise.
Yeah, shout out to him. I was just
You
at his
know.
book signing the other night.
Yes.
Yeah, at Barnes and Noble. So I got his book on the 50 year of hip hop, and it's a great book.
It is a great book.
And he got to sign it for us, and we got to take pictures with him. So that was pretty cool.
I must
and
have
I
missed
just
you.
saw him the night before at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Brooklyn
Okay.
at the Barclays. Yeah, you must have came right after we left, because I was in the first batch of people that got the signing of the book and stuff. So,
Yeah, I came at the tail end of it.
Yeah,
I was like the last
there
person
early.
online.
Yeah, I was there early. So,
Okay.
Yeah, I came with the first batch of people.
I had a birthday party for my kids.
Okay.
So
Okay. Yeah, that takes precedent for sure.
First,
So, how long did it take you to do the LL Cool J one?
Let's see. That took about a year.
Wow.
I think about a year and change, because when Dow came with the idea, I said, "All right, let me, we gotta do this right. We gotta get the proper funding." But the funding just didn't materialize, right? So I started like looking for funding and solutions and studio space, because I wasn't allowed back downstairs.
Right, absolutely.
So I
They're not gonna let
have a
you do it
studio
no
at the
more.
time.
Yes.
I had to go find a space to make it happen.
Yes.
So, I did the drawings and all that, because you got to come with a proposal. Got the drawings. I got the write-up, my portfolio, and put that all together. Now, because I didn't have a studio space, I started looking for open calls for studio spaces.
Okay.
And it just so happened that Lower Manhattan Cultural Center, they had an open call for a studio space in Roosevelt Island.
Okay.
So I'm like, let me apply. This idea seems pretty good to me. Maybe someone will take it. Boom, applied. They accepted it, right? At this point, it's like COVID. So it worked out because you're on an island. You take a ferry over, and like you're there, and you're just able to sculpt. And just so funny that there's a dude. It's like 6 people that was also part of like the cohort. Now, the other artist that was across from me, he had the space. Shout out to my man Tony from Scandinavia. He was telling me how he's a graffiti artist turned like fine artist. He got into hip hop via graffiti and via seeing like LL Run DMC on MTV.
Yes.
He loved it so much, he was asking his mom to buy the Kangol for him. He was telling me, his mom was like, "Nah, that's only for old people." And plus, that's expensive.
Yes,
I'm not gonna just buy you a
yes,
Kangol, right?
yes.
So he's from the hood of Scandinavia over there in Sweden.
Yeah.
But the culture traveled so far and wide, it affected someone like him
Yes.
so far away, to the point where he started doing graffiti, then he started doing fine art, graffiti, painting, and now he's in the same program as me.
Yes.
With a studio space to make something happen.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, I'm doing LL. He's like, "Oh my God, that was like
Yeah.
the inspiration for me."
Yes.
Right? And so I had 3 months to make that happen. And it's about going on the ferry, getting there, leaving, back on the ferry, going back home. I had kids at the time. I had one kid at the time. So I'd drop her off and then pick her up. And I had a full-time job. So I was, working from home.
Right.
I was like trying to find the most widest wall in that space so I can do my video calls while at work.
Yes.
Check in, and at the end, just close the laptop, sculpt.
Yes.
Get a message, check in, boom. Open laptop, boom. So it was a grind. It was trying to find that middle ground to get it going,
Yes.
and also keep the lights on type of
Yes.
thing, you know. So yeah, that was all sculpted. Carried everything to the island, clay, tools, everything, and yeah, that was sculpted in clay and casted while over there.
Wow. And
Yeah.
what was his reaction when you showed him the first time?
Well, it was, first of all, it was a lightning storm, right? Once it was installed, once it was finished and finally installed, the minute he got wind of it, right? Because Dow was in connection with the camp,
Yeah.
and we were able to send it over. As soon as I sent over that video of me that I took, close up of the inside says goat, and then panning out to reveal the whole thing. Once he posted it, the news went crazy with it. It was everywhere, everywhere, man. So that was the beginning of like that's kind of sensation, right? And again, going back to making a sculpture, a monument to a living legend, you get to see in real time the reaction happen.
Yeah.
Right? Because that person is actually responding to it.
Yes.
Right? And it was COVID, so couldn't just
Yeah.
move around as
Yeah.
usual.
Yeah.
The mask mandate was
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
But then he eventually went and visited. He was doing his nighttime incognito visits to like different neighborhoods and different street signs from whether it's Jam Master Jay Run DMC
Yes.
away and Big Pun, he visited there in the Bronx, and he went to the statue and he did this it's the selfie video, like boom. And I woke up to that. When I woke up I saw that notification. I'm like, yo, that's it.
Do you have all that on your Instagram or your Facebook and all?
Yeah, you gotta scroll down to see it, but yeah,
Right.
it's there. It's there.
Absolutely. You got to let people know where they can go see all this amazing stuff that you've done. And then we got to get to Biggie.
Yes. Yes.
What made you say after LL, I got to do Biggie?
Again, going back to, so I already had a Biggie idea in my mind, right? He was sitting on like a throne type of thing. That was before all these sculptures was ever made. But then I'd seen, the homie, Scartuccio, he has the small statues.
Yes.
He does a great job with
Yes.
those, right? And I'm like, oh, that feels similar to what I was planning on doing. But going back to the library, when I was at the library for the Cypher in Queens, I met a dude named Joe. And Joe wanted to do a Biggie. And I was like, well, I already have a Biggie idea. So when I went to visit the site over there on Marcy and Fulton, there's a bank there, and we checked out that little plaza right there by the bank. I think it's a TD Bank, I think. I remember the green, and he was like, yeah, right here. I'm like, all right. Back again, going to the drawings, making a proposal, cost factor and all that, but that never materialized. This never happened, right? For whatever reason. My cousin knew about this idea and stuff, and she told me it's like a year or two later. She was like, "Yo, there's a open call for artists with the downtown Brooklyn and the Dumbo district. They have a fund, and you should apply that idea." I said, "You know what? Why not? Picked it up.
Why not?
Reset up the languaging and the proposal idea, right? Just kind of like rehash it to that, like those parameters, what they set forth.
Yes.
And I'm like, all right, boom, let's see if they take it. Downtown Brooklyn, Biggie went to school in downtown Brooklyn, Junior's is down there. He talks about, Junior's cheesecake,
Yeah.
So they were like, yeah, let's do it. So this time I actually had a funder, someone actually funded it. The LL, that had to be in bronze. I couldn't make it a a dedication to LL without making it bronze. And bronze is hell expensive. So I put in some of my money to make that. But now I'm working with a budget that can include.
And where's that one at?
Boom.
Is that at your brother's thing as well?
Which one?
LL.
LL? That's in Long Island Music and Entertainment Hall of Fame Museum.
Nice.
That's out there. That doesn't belong to me. That belongs to LL.
Right.
That's his. He acquired it.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, he bought it.
Yeah, I like to say acquire.
He acquired that.
You know,
So if somebody wants to acquire a statue from you,
yeah,
it costs you a lot of money, guys. So y'all better
yeah.
get your
This
pennies.
is not
Your dollar bills.
when people have ideas and they come at me, and when this and that. Once I put the numbers out,
Yeah.
you know,
Then it's a little different.
it's a little the conversation
We're
change.
gonna have to come back. Talk
Conversation
later.
goes different.
Yeah.
You know, but it's an entire commitment, man. It's a
Yes.
complete. This is years of training.
Yeah, I
This
see.
is not like this is
An
me.
overnight thing. Cause see, people think everything is overnight. You know, no, it's a lot of hard work. Let my people see me real quick. Y'all be thinking the stuff that we do is overnight, and that it's not. It's not. You just heard this man say years in the making that he has to figure everything out and get the funding for it and stuff like that. So where's the Biggie sculpture at right now?
The biggie right now is downtown Brooklyn, Cadman Plaza, right outside Brooklyn Borough Hall,
How long they gonna keep that up there?
till Sunday.
Oh wow! Till Sunday.
Till Sunday.
I'm gonna have to go down there and check that out.
3 days before it starts to pack up.
Wow.
Go.
So we got 3 days to go down there. Has his mom seen it
I
or
don't
his
know.
kids?
I don't know.
Wow.
It's different when you're dealing with a prominent figure who has passed. Right? You don't know how loved ones will respond, right? Because they're still dealing with grief. Luckily for the Fife one, Miss Cheryl and I have become friends for me memorializing her son.
Right.
I've even designed a book for her because she's a poet,
Nice.
and she has a series of books that she published so far. She has one book coming out like in the next couple weeks.
Nice.
Right? And of course she did the Mama Fife Represent, which is an ode to poems to her
Yes.
son, including her son's lyrics, right?
Nice.
Malik.
Nice.
So I don't know the response from everyone, but I do know they've seen it on social and out there in the metaverse.
Okay.
Right? Son, CJ has been really, appreciative of the work. Right? I was able to meet him and he told me.
Okay,
You know what I'm
nice.
saying? But I haven't met anyone else.
Okay.
I've met C's, he's also appreciative
So
too.
who's up next? Anybody approach you about Big Pun?
Yeah, no one approached me about Big Pun. People have ideas that they want, but this is so new. First of all, it's new, and it's abstract in the way of process how people understand it. You understand painting. That's you understand drawing. You can understand a mural because you could there's an artist got a pencil, a pen, a drawing, and he takes an aerosol can and he does it with that. Sculpture, no one didn't even have a clue.
Right.
They see like maybe someone chiseling some stone, or maybe they have an idea of an artist using clay, but the process, you don't know. That's not common knowledge.
So now that we're in the 50th year of hip hop, the birth of hip hop, do you have any ideas of doing some of the legends like Kool Herc. He just got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that's a big achievement. Shout out.
Or somebody like that, Rakim.
Yeah, yeah. I tell you, everyone is on the list. Everyone's on the list. If you look at
what about a Wu-Tang, like a whole group?
Yeah. Listen, if you know
Or
the
Run
story,
DMC.
if you know the story of Michelangelo, you know, one of the most famous sculptors out there, right? His name has been passed around in school and all that, right? If you know his work seriously and his ideas, and you see his drawings, he never got to do or complete the amount of ideas he had in his mind. They've taken pieces of work that he was supposed to create for a larger thing and just put one aspect of it and put it over here. And even that, people flock to go see that. People, art lovers, people with an appreciation for a skill set that has been trained for years to produce the greatest version of that artist's work. The people who study that, they travel to go see it, right? France and Paris is not France and Paris because it's got, you know, it's got cool looking streets. People go there for the art and the architecture and the culinary and all the stuff that's built around it is actually a funded, appreciated story of artists that has built something so beautiful that people flock to go see it.
I have a quick question for you. Has anybody ever tried to steal your idea and make it theirs?
No. I mean, I've reached a point where my ideas are so multi-layered, it can only come from me. Yeah, you can copy it, and it ain't going to turn out the same.
Because they ain't got your mindset.
You don't have the you don't have the
Didn't I
mind.
just say that earlier, young man? I said I could give you my whole blueprint. Oh, look, I made this on Canva, and I uploaded it to MadCloud. But you're not gonna, you're not gonna have the same mindset as me to bring it to life.
Nah.
I have people copying me now trying to do a magazine.
You see, that's a form of
Like
flattery.
me.
That's a form of flattery.
Yeah, but at the same time, they try to bring me down as they trying to rise up and do what I do.
Well, if you're going to copy me, first of all, got to be able to sculpt with your hands and create a likeness of the person. First, you got to be able to do that. Once you do that, then you got to create a body design structure around an idea about that person. Then you got to include some lighting and music. Then you got to create a sustainable solar power system to power it and get the music playing to make it work. And you got to put it all together.
So you got to put in a whole lot of effort to pretty much be
Tony,
the artist.
You gotta get a team of dudes, people, ninjas to get it all completed because you're copying. You're not creating it for yourself. If you create it for yourself, then it's already completed in the mind. You're just doing the tweaks as you start to do it. Because the idea is already there.
And
you could tell because the drawing has the ideas in it. It's just the execution you need to figure out how to get there.
Have you had any jealousy or animosity towards you from anybody, like from your friends, family, that thought, like when you first had this idea, like, nah, you're not going to be able to do this?
No.
Everybody has been on board and been positive and uplifting in your journey.
Well, my circle is small, and I don't tell a lot of people what I'm doing. So when they see the completed version, then that's when they usually see it.
And do you see any other sculptors that see what you're doing and feel some type of way that it's you and not them?
No, because they're not doing that. It's so different from what they're doing. If you look around, no one's doing what I'm doing. My work looks nothing like any other body's work.
Now, you said the guy that does the figurines, would you ever try to get with him and collaborate on figurines out of the sculptures that you do?
I've met with him. He's a cool dude. And he's done incredible work preserving hip hop in his way. And we share a lot in common. Both went to art school, both lived in certain towns, right? Both have wives that are in certain professions, you know, so we have a lot in common, and I appreciate and respect his journey. You know what I'm saying? And we take totally different approaches,
Nice.
right? So, so is there an opportunity to cross paths, or you know, or collaborate in a way? Sure, but anyone could collaborate. Anyone,
Right.
you know what I mean? If you're open to it. And you know, he's an amazing dude, and his work is amazing. And just what I'm doing is different, but we're both preserving hip hop in a different way.
I would love to feature both of y'all in my magazine with your work.
Yeah, word.
I would love that.
Yeah.
So let's make that happen. Like I told y'all, I'm trying to do something different with my magazine. I ain't trying to be like everybody else. I want to set the tone with Code 31 Media Magazine. So I got him on board. If you have a few other artists that you think might want to be down with that, let's make that happen. Definitely make that happen. So where can they reach you on social media?
Sherwin the Artist on Instagram. Yeah, that's it. That's all you need.
Okay, Sherwin the Artist on Instagram.
Everything goes there.
Do you have a YouTube page?
I do have a YouTube page, Sherwin the Artist. YouTube.
Okay.
Right.
So everything is Sherwin the Artist, guys. Y'all check him out. I appreciate you coming here tonight. You have no idea how much this means to me. Like I said, the devil is a liar. Right before we went live, my mom texted me and said she got to take my dad back to the emergency room because he has an infection. We just was in the emergency room the other day,
Sorry to hear
and they
that.
wait 3-4 days to say it's worse than we expected, and you have to bring him back, and he's to be admitted. Literally before we started today. So
Sorry to hear that.
I felt like, you know what, I have to still do my show because I have an amazing guest coming here, and so I'm grateful to God that He's going to take good care of my dad and figure out what's going on with this infection, get it out, and get my dad back home. So I dedicate this show to getting my dad healthy and back home, driving me crazy, him and my mama, because I'm a caregiver to them. And like I said, I just want to do big things. I was at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame thing at the Barclays, and LL was there. I got to ask New Edition a question, so that was great. And you know, God is good. And then I got to go to the book signing with LL the following day. And it's funny, I had told LL this funny story. My sister was a correction officer. She passed away in 2015. But you know, back in the day, you could use your shield to get into the concerts. So we would always get into the concerts. And we got to meet LL. You know, everybody's like, oh my God, LL. My sister trying to take the mink coat off of him. He's like, what are you doing? She said, I'm trying to take the mink coat off of you. I don't care about you being LL. So it was just hilarious that happened. And his youngest daughter, her name is Nina. And my sister's name is Nina. So. But I don't know if he named her after my sister, because I think his grandmother had the same name, but I just thought it was ironic. That my sister tried to take the mink coat off, and his youngest daughter is named Nina.
Dope.
So what do we have next coming up for Sherman the Artist?
I got a few projects going on. I got a few projects, you know, but I keep the cards close to the chest. So when it's revealed, it's gonna be revealed.
Well, when you do these upcoming art, you know, things that you're doing, please return back to the show so we can display it. You can bring some of your stuff, so we can show the audience exactly who Sherwin the Artist is. But for right now, y'all go to his Instagram to see Biggie, LL, Jam Master Jay, Prodigy, and Fife, right?
That's right.
And y'all just tune in to see what else he has in store. I want to thank everybody who tuned in on TikTok. We didn't go live on YouTube, but y'all can see the replay tomorrow or in a few days with Sherwin the Artist. Tonight with Sherwin the Artist. We appreciate y'all. It's Coach D and it's Code 31. See y'all next week.
Peace.
It's Code 31. Love you, Daddy. Get better.
Yeah.